to Wholesale Hotline, where we cover everything to do with wholesale real estate. I'm Jamil Damji.
I'm Brent Daniels.
And I am Pace Morby.
And together we cover the most important parts of wholesale real estate.
Lead generation.
Conversion of sellers into contracts.
And dispositions. Guys, remember when you're watching this show, do us a favor and squad up in the comments.
Make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the YouTube channels and in the Facebook group Wholesale Hotline.
Most important, we want to know we're doing a great job for you and helping you build your business. So go give us a review on iTunes and or Spotify.
So squad up and enjoy the show!
Welcome to Wholesale Hotline number 94. Let me start with a question, Jamil. A question I think that everybody should ask themselves, and I think that this is critical. This is from the book, The Power of Full Engagement. Managing energy, not time, is the key to high performance and personal renewal, right? How should I spend my energy in a way that is consistent with my deepest values? Right? Most of us spend more time reacting to immediate crisis and responding to the expectations of others than we do making considered choices guided by a clear sense of what matters most. Isn't that incredible? Right? Let me ask that question one more time. How should I spend my energy in a way that is consistent with my deepest values? I think that that's a really, really, really important question, right?
Yes.
It's really important to look at, especially if we're starting this part-time, especially if we've got kids, especially if we've been out of the flow of either working, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, or you're used to working for somebody else, and now you're stepping out and working for yourself. How do you get that? How do you feed that animal inside you, that natural instinct inside you, to do this business and to be a real estate entrepreneur and to be different and to really, really go for it and put your energy into it? Because when we're starting out and we've had a 9-to-5, or we've got small kids, or we've got other things pulling at our energy every single day, you got to find that energy for this business. You have to bring the energy.
I love that you have that quote, Brent, because for those I'm going to tie this all in.
Let's go.
So we did day one today of our secret agent challenge, which was bananas. Near 1,000 people showed up and stayed right till the end.
What is it? Like?
So basically, it's my superstar students that are learning or showing other people how we generate leads.
Love it.
Using agent referrals,
right?
And how to do that,
right?
How to do that at a high level, how to scale that, right? So it was incredible. Brittany made some incredible relationships today on the phone, live for everybody to see.
Yeah.
So for those of you that were able to watch that incredible, we're going to put the link for the chat if you want to attend day 2. It's in the chat right now. You can sign up to attend day 2. Make sure you do. Don't sleep on this, because like you'll see it in the chat. All the people that were there were like crazy. So
how long is it?
It's 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Today was 2.5 hours. Tomorrow will be 2 hours, because I'm not going to chit chat as much as I did tomorrow.
Right.
Today, because I have to, talk a little bit about mindset. Yeah.
Yep.
So, let's talk a little bit about an email I received afterwards. And if this person is watching tonight, this is not a knock on you. It's just, I'm relating it to what is happening here.
Yeah.
And where do you focus your energy? Where do you focus your time? So I get an email saying, Brittany was incredible. She's a boss. She had power moves. She spoke so eloquently, so powerfully. But as a newbie, I feel like this is too hard. Like, can you have somebody talk the way a newbie would talk? Can you put somebody on the way a newbie would be?
Got it.
Because I'm very fearful that I'm not going to be able to sound like Brittany. Right. So the answer to that is Brittany's a newbie. Brittany has been in this business less than 6 months.
Wow.
Less than 6 months.
180 days.
Okay, so life is not about lowering yourself, or what do you want? You want somebody to show up tomorrow and just sound like they don't know what the hell they're talking about?
Right.
Or do you want to learn how to level up? Do you want to learn how to say the words? Do you want to learn how to relate to people? She was talking to a broker on the phone today that had been in the business 20 years and hates talking to investors. You could tell, because right off the hop when Brittany called, the woman was like, "Get away from me. I don't want to talk." And then as Brittany gave her more and more, built more and more rapport, as she got more and more trust, the walls came down. Right to the point of, at the end of the call, they were like, figuring out where they're going to go to lunch next week. Like, legit. Like, that's how much rapport she was able to build with this person who really wasn't interested in having a conversation with anybody.
Right. But people got to see that. They got to see.
They got to see what it's like. They got to see what it means, you know? And so where are you putting your energy? Are you putting your energy towards reality or hallucinations? Which is why I brought that up, was because that person is hallucinating a negative result from their being on the phone. It's a hallucination that you're not going to be able to cut it. It's a hallucination that you're not able to communicate the way that Brittany communicates. That's not true. You've got that power in you. You are as much a divine creature as Brittany is, and believe that. All you need to be able to do is leverage the power of a community by squatting up with people, by learning, by being a part of a group like TTP, like Astro, like Sub 2. You will get yourself to the point where you can have conversations like that eloquently and build rapport with somebody who's been in the business 20 years and sound like a MF boss.
Well, how much of it was her tone of voice? How much of it was her confidence? How much of it was her ability to confirm and approve and not cause friction in the conversation? That has nothing to do with real estate.
Absolutely not.
It has nothing to do with getting discounted real estate.
Emotional intelligence,
that's it.
And tone.
Yeah, that's it. Tone of voice, understanding the communication styles. You know, I think a lot of people are intimidated and they think that real estate agents or people in the business, other investors, networking, going to RIAs, doing this type of things, going to meetups, that they're going to throw out terminology that you're just not picking up. And if you do, if that does happen, which it very rarely does, I mean, it's all pretty much what are the deals that you're doing? How's life? What are you doing to get deals? That's the type of thing. That's all common language.
Right.
There might be some things in there that kind of are sprinkled in there that you don't understand the verbiage of it. But after, you can simply ask, what does that mean? I'm new to this. I'm sorry, but what does escrow mean?
Right.
Like, what is a hard money lender? That sounds weird. Is it really hard? Like the money, or what is that? You know what I mean?
Yes,
like these terminologies throw us off and we get intimidated. And it's like anything. It'd be like anything. It would be like if I try to figure out the audio here and Aaron's telling me all the different audio things. And I'd be like, I don't know. Okay. Yep. Okay. You know, and ask questions. And I wouldn't be scared to ask questions.
Right.
It's like anything else.
Right.
That's how you get it. Right. Everything you want is in somebody else's mind. Everything that you want is already in somebody else's mind, and questions are the pickaxe to get at that gold. That is a Tim Ferriss quote, and I love it. That might be the only thing I like about Tim Ferriss, but that is it.
You know, I think that quote is he's not deep enough.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it goes deeper.
Everything you want is inside your own mind.
There you go.
Your own mind. You have the answer to everything. You do. In that place of presence. In that place of presence, you have the answer to everything. If you can be real.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
If you can be present and real in a conversation, you know what the broker said to Brittany? The reason why I'm talking to you is you just sound different, not like a robot. You don't sound like a robot.
Right.
We kept in the chat.
Present in the conversation.
In the conversation.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Of course.
You know, people were saying, where's her script? What's her script? Can somebody send me a script? Guys, was there a script? No script.
Yeah.
It was honest to goodness, just having conversations.
Just a conversation. Yeah. Is there an opener that you prefer?
It's what she feels, but it's like, you know, I got your information because I heard you're the person to go to.
Yeah.
I'm looking for an agent to help me out in this market.
Love it. And somebody put right here, and it's absolutely true. Most agents are brand new.
Yes.
Not only that, but do you know how many deals the average agent does in a year?
5.
3. Yeah.
So I was even wrong.
3 deals, guys. I mean, this is like, you know, this is the point, right? This is the point. It's just, it's having those conversations. And the more that you have those conversations, the more comfortable you get. It's reps like anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the key is you have to be present in that conversation. If you have a million things going, that's why, honestly, if you ever see me, it's very rare that I'll be in like a place where I'm on the phone. I always tuck away. I know that I'm loud. I know that I'm going. And so that
You're not
there's part,
loud,
there's
Brent.
part of that. There's, you got it too. You got it too. But you go somewhere, you start talking, you get focused on the actual conversation, and it really matters. That's the important thing. It doesn't matter what you're saying. It matters that you're present, you're asking really good questions, and you have good energy. It's right here. It's just having that energy. What do you want to focus on? What are your deepest core values? Is your deepest core value that you want to go out and help your community? You want to serve people that are in these rough situations, these distressed situations? I mean, you'll never see, some, big, beautiful house that they're just like, yeah, come and I'll sell it for $10. I'll sell it for $100. I'll sell it for, all of these things. These are people that are in serious distress.
Exactly. Sorry,
And
I need to get glasses. I just wanted to say, guys, Jonah is on right now. If you can put Jonah's comment, let's go. He is going to be our superstar tomorrow. So
Get
you guys,
ready, Jonah,
Fortune. Just so you guys know,
in the house.
Just so you know, about 8 months ago, maybe 9 months ago, Jonah was literally banging his head against the wall, frustrated because he hadn't gotten his first deal yet. And he was just like, oh my God, like I'm so.
How long has he been consistent?
Well, that was the problem. He hadn't been consistent.
Right.
He hadn't really been going at it until he doubled down in his consistency and his mindset. When he doubled down on mindset and consistency, his entire life changed.
Love it.
His whole life changed. And he went from frustrated to freaking amazing.
Well, it happens. Once you have that confidence, you know what I mean? Once you know who to talk to, once you get into those conversations, know what to ask, and you're consistent and you just go with that energy, you're unstoppable. You're truly unstoppable. If you're talking to people all the time, you're unstoppable, whether they represent the people that own this property or whether they own it themselves. You're still out there being proactive, making a difference, and reaching out to these people and trying to introduce you to their lives. And for the better. If you don't think that you being in somebody's life is going to make their life better, you're always going to have a problem. You're always going to be at like 70% of what you think you can do. If you truly have the confidence that these people that I'm going to go out and serve's life are going to be better because I'm in there, and you have that confidence and you know it, you're going to do it consistently. It's going to be a sustainable effort.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like you're just working off of the fumes. You're not just working off of that passion. You're just not working off of that electricity that you feel by joining a group or joining a program or starting something new and exciting for the first time. That all fades out.
It does.
The real, it should be a slow boil. It should be going, your energy should be going up as you're starting, not just sprinting out at the very beginning and just trying to get as fast and as far as you can. It's building that up, because we could do this forever. I think that we look at so many things as if what
he said, I'm still banging my head against the wall, but at least I have money now. Amazing.
I love it.
Sorry, I didn't.
No. I just listen. This is something that you can do forever. So, do we have some celebrations? I see some people posting. Guys, Pace is going to jump on here. It's not just Jamil and I today. Pace will jump on here.
He's just finishing up a meeting.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are wondering about tomorrow, you can absolutely get registered for tomorrow. Even if you weren't able to be there today, just get to the link that is in the chat. We're reposting it right now. Click on the link, sign up, and you will be emailed instructions on how to access tomorrow, and you will still be able to get a replay of today's brilliance. So
I like the lighting today. I look way tanner. I'm not as bleached out. This looks good. I feel good. I mean, not as good as you,
well,
but
nobody can feel as good as me.
Love it, guys. Make sure that you put in your questions here. Anything that you're working on, any celebration. One more time, guys, for the name of that book. This is The Power of Full Engagement. Fantastic book, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. Gets a little dry from time to time, but it's good. It's really, really, really good. Pretty quick read. The other one that I've been going through that audiobook that Gary V just put out.
Oh, this
12
is
and a half.
New Gary V?
12 and a half. It is absolutely incredible.
12 and a half what?
12, it's the 12 and a half, I don't know, ingredients to the recipe of being a successful and happy entrepreneur.
Oh, like the Colonel's secret recipe.
Yeah.
It's the Gary V herbs and spices.
That's it. So,
I love Gary V, by the way.
Yeah, his book sold out, but the Audible is obviously available. And you can get the book when it comes out. But it's really, really, it puts a lot of things in perspective.
Incredible.
It talks about a lot of close another Christopher. Here we go. Just closed another deal, a boarded up duplex, made a $5K assignment fee last week. Got another one closing 2 weeks, $10K this month alone. TTP, ring that bell. Yes. Congratulations, Christopher. Oh, no, you better keep that bell going. I finally closed my first deal. 32K assignment. 32, Jamil. 32. Been following Wholesale Hotline since January this year.
Incredible.
Josh York found me in the comments and we squatted up for a deal in Denver, Colorado. It works. It does. Guys, I am telling you, Philip is right there. He gets it. And now that he sees the power of it, I'm telling you, this is just a testimony that you guys can go out there and squat up and do something really, 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 really special. Because you know what a challenge should be. I mean, you have your 10-day challenge, but the challenge that I want people to do is at Christmas time, go tell, and maybe you already did it at Thanksgiving, but go talk to your family about wholesaling real estate and see how many of them know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
0 will know what you're talking about. You know who will? All those people in the comments section there that you can squat up with. You know what I mean? You need to surround yourself with people doing this business. It is absolutely that's the whole premise of this show is squat up. That's it. So just find people in the comments, get together, get connected, and do a deal. 32,000. Oh my God, I love y'all's show. Oh wait, go back. Triple digit flip and crushing it. I want to learn about real estate investing and flipping houses. Wabola, welcome. If this is your first time here, and if you found your way here through their incredible TV show, Triple Digit Flip, that is incredible. It's all coming together into one stew.
I love it. And Bola, if you only know us from Triple Digit Flip, welcome to our community. Welcome to our family.
Yep.
Wholesale. Fix and flip, all of the aspects of creative real estate or real estate investing in general are things that you can talk about here. What is this? Carlos Gill said, I closed on my biggest wholesale deal and I signed it for $100K, a triple digit wholesale deal. Come on now. He kept 100 Ks. He took home 94. Hey!
That's bananas.
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 Oh my gosh, Carlos, guess what? Your brain is broke. Your brain is broken. I'm telling you, once you do a deal for 50K or more, your brain has changed forever. It breaks. You're like, oh my gosh, 100K. Now I guarantee you, he's like, how do I do a $250,000 deal? How do I do a $150,000 deal? How do I do $1 million deal?
Of course.
That's where it starts. It all starts with getting one of those bigger deals. And congratulations. Keep that money. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't go out and be too crazy. Get it going. Oh my gosh. Leo, look at Leo. Leo's here. Leo, ring that bell. 90K assignment fee and a second one coming next week. What are we doing?
Boom. Leo, good job.
Are you kidding?
Dang, Leo is an incredible member of the Sub2 family. Yep. He's just a sweetheart.
Yep.
And no one more deserving, Leo. You're such a wonderful dude. And I'm super proud of you, man. $90,000 and you deserve 190,000 more of them. So keep it coming, bro. Let's go.
Keep it coming. Now you just gotta add another 10K and then you can get into the triple digit flip.
There you go.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you doing? You doing deals?
I'm talking to my sister.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
so you're doing deals.
Doing
nice.
deals.
Yeah.
Yep.
There it is. All right. Let's talk about, there's actually a good question about double closing. And I think that this is interesting. Logan Smith there, Matt. Yep. And how do you go about double closing on market properties? Is transactional funding hard?
Well, first and foremost, we got to separate your two questions here because they're not in the same conversation, right? Double closing on market properties is the same as double closing off market properties. Double closing just means that you're doing 2 escrows, meaning that you're going to buy and sell, and you're going to do that in 2 separate escrows. You're not assigning the deal. You're going to buy it and close it, and you're going to use the buyer's funds to close your first transaction. That is a double close. You don't need transactional funding if you're going to double close.
Well, that's a double escrow.
That's a double escrow.
Yeah.
Right?
Double close, you need the money.
For a double close.
Yeah. You need the money for double close.
Are they using that term not interchangeably in other markets?
No.
So double escrows, which is what I always thought double closes were. Double escrows is when you're going to use the buyer's funds to close your first transaction. A double close is when you're going to bring the funds, and then that's when you would need transactional funding. Is it difficult? No, it's just expensive.
Yeah. It'll
cost you sometimes a point, sometimes even more, and you have to ensure that you've got enough profit in the deal in order to accomplish or to absorb the transactional funding costs.
Yeah.
But in specific markets, for instance, like Illinois, or in where you required a license to be able to wholesale, you might want to bring in a transactional funding to close your first escrow and then sell your deal right afterwards. And then you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
I'm telling you, any of those states that require real estate license, it is a huge advantage. If you're not going to get your license, which we always talk about, you should, it's going to be great for you in the future. And there's a lot of different income streams that you can play off of that. But if you're just going to be like, you know what, I just want to be a real estate agent. I hate taking tests. I don't want to do it. The whole thing. I just want to be a real estate wholesaler investor. You're going to have to get a really good transactional funder in your market. And you got to be buddy with them. You got to be able to close those deals every single time. And what will happen is, for the first 3 or 4 or 5, go ahead, spend that extra money. Jamil was just talking about it. It's a good chunk. I mean, you can expect 1 to 2 points % on that money. But guess what? After you do 3 or 5 and you have a little track record, you get to go around to everybody that you know, any meetup groups, any family, any people that you squat up with, and say, listen, I know that I can find discounted properties. I just need a partner that'll come in and bring me the funds, and I'll pay them whatever flat fee of $1,500 for an hour of using your funds, and start working it like that. And then you find somebody that's a sweetheart. We have somebody here local that cost us $1,000 to do any transactional funds when I needed it. I don't need it now, but when I needed $1,000, that was it.
Now Brent Daniels is a transactional funder if you need it.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yo, what up?
What up, handsome?
There he is.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I appreciate you guys handling it. I had to meet with somebody that Jamil and I are in business with, and it's been a meeting that has been sitting there for 3.5 months. I finally had the meeting, and it just was like, I have to finish this meeting, and I appreciate you guys letting me do that. A phenomenal meeting. You know how it is.
Who'd you meet with?
Josiah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I was on with Josiah for I set that meeting 3.5 months ago. So
yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get a meeting with Josiah. It is really difficult.
Unless you have a studio. Then I get 90 minutes with him.
You got 90 minutes on the strength of Love and Brent and Mr. Ryan Zolan,
yeah,
you know? That's what it is.
Yep.
Welcome, Pacer.
Welcome, Pace. We are rocking and rolling. We've been celebrating a lot of big deals that our community here has put together. So it's been exciting. Beth, I love you. I don't bring the bell up here because it destroys people's eardrum when I ring the bell next to this microphone. So we do it back there so that, we don't kill people listening to the podcast. So there you go. By the way, that podcast is going to be, we're building it.
Let's go.
Building it.
It's coming, guys.
Not just one episode a week. We're going to be putting in multiple episodes pulled from each of our content throughout the week. Put it on Wholesale Hotline. We want it to be a really, really unbelievable resource for you, and not just 90 minutes a week. So we're going to do our part there. I've hired Aaron. He's going to be rocking and rolling, and we're going to get that cleaned up and going here soon.
Robin's question is interesting.
It's a great question. Robin asks, can you have a license and not be an agent? Would that satisfy the requirements or not? Jamil, what's the answer to that, brother?
No.
Yeah.
How can you get a license and not be an agent? It's the same thing.
Well, I think what she's asking is she's saying, how do I get a license but not do the physical activities? Like, do I have to check in with a broker every day? Do I have to like go to an
No.
office? Do I have to?
If you have a license and you want your license to be active, you're going to need to hang it with a brokerage.
That's right.
That's a reality. There's
But
no way
I don't have
around
to.
that.
I don't have to check in with that brokerage every day, do I?
You absolutely do not. And
Most are flat fee. Most
Yes.
are like that. You never see anybody. You don't even go to an office. You don't
Yeah.
have
So,
an office.
A couple
You pay
people I
$250
know.
a transaction.
A couple people I know, and Jamil has a lot of these people in his life too. A couple people I know that are licensed but are not agents in the way that Robin is questioning. One of them would be Cody Barton, my business partner, right? So Cody Barton, my partner, has a license, but you never see Cody touch any of our real estate transactions. My wife handles all of those. It's just Cody keeps his license active. What do you think it costs a year to keep a license active, Brent? Like $2,000 to $3,000 a year, something like that?
No. What the biggest spends per year is your MLS dues.
Right.
So that's $500 a year.
Yep.
Is MLS, and then beyond that, it depends on what state you're in. But every couple of years, you have to do continuing education. Yeah,
I'd say probably you're looking at around $800 to $1,000 a year pace in total fees to stay active.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep. Hold on. Look at Katie King.
Oh my gosh,
Look at
Katie King. Katie King.
Look at Katie
Keighley
King.
franchise.
You better ring that one.
Let's go. 45K assignment this month
On
on
what?
real agent outreach.
Come on.
Yes.
What's amazing about that? Have we pushed the agent challenge yet?
We talked about it a little bit,
Yep.
Pace. It was incredible. Thank you so much for opening the sub 2 community up to it. They were beasts in the chat today, Pace, squatting up with people. You know what I love about the sub 2 guys?
Mm-hmm.
They know how to go to an event, a virtual event.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say, for instance, right? They were in a room of near 1,000 people.
Yeah.
When the sub 2 people wanted to put their information or squat up with somebody, they had their name, their city, their phone number, their email address, the name of their LLC, all of it in a neat contact card.
Nice.
That they would very quickly be able to put into the chat.
Awesome.
Like they knew or they had
I
pre-planned
love that.
squatting up in the comments was a part of something that Pace had taught them how to do.
Yeah.
And you could see that they were methodical about it. They executed with grace and precision because as soon as somebody needed help, they were right there to throw their contact card out, and then they would message them directly. So sub 2, you guys, I mean, look, I haven't even taught that to my Astro students.
Yeah.
I had never even thought of it until I saw how organized and beautiful
Love
the
it.
sub 2 students were
Love it.
squatting up in the chat. So Pace, thank you again for being the leader you are and helping your student base understand the power of just these kind of virtual events and squatting up in the chat.
Yeah, it's taken a long time. To be honest, I think most people are not aware that that is a thing. And just because I said it one time doesn't mean people catch on. It's taken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times to tell people like, put your name in the chat. You know, what happens a lot in sub 2 is I learn real estate too on a weekly basis, which is funny, right? All three of us do. And like what I'll do is instead of me learning real estate by myself, let's say, for example, I want to go raise a $50 million fund. I'm not going to go learn how to raise a $50 million fund on my own. What I do is I bring the guests or the attorneys or whoever it is that's teaching me, I bring them into my sub 2 community as a special guest. And so when my special guests come into my Zooms with my students, oh boy, if my students do not make them feel like the most welcomed, loved person on planet Earth, I will lose my mind. And so my students are trained from a very early point in their mentorship, like show love, blow up the chat, make it look like it's like exploding with lava the whole entire time. And I train them to show up and JV because there's uncountable amount of deals that get done in these side chats. You guys
100%.
do not understand.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
I have FOMO of the deals I'm missing out on by not squatting up in the chat.
Oh yeah.
But I have
do
my
too.
own Keighley representatives and my Keighley franchises in there doing stuff. So that still makes me feel better.
Well, while we're talking about this, I want to make sure, like, look at Jonah. So Jonah Korchin, who is your mastermind student and my mastermind student as well. Here's what's great about my community. A mastermind student comes in, he goes, I have a problem hiring good people. I'm like, why are you not hiring sub 2 students? He's like, well, don't they all want to run their own business? I'm like, bro, sometimes people come in, they have a 9-to-5 job. It's impossible for them to run a big operation right out of the gate. Sometimes a good fit for them is to work for you for 6 months. They already know sub 2, they know seller finance, they know novations, they know the paperwork, they know the stuff. Hire them to work for you on a commission base. And so Jonah's like, oh my gosh, why did I not think of this? I'm like, I guess sometimes you just got to ask the question. Anyway, here's what I want to do. I want to make sure I missed today's challenge with you and Emily and your team. I missed it, even though I've been pushing it and getting my team involved, my sub 2 community involved. Is this only sub 2 and Astro, or are you making this available to everybody?
It's open to the world. So yesterday, Brent invited the TTP clan, and they showed up. Again, all TTP students, please, please, please register. Sub 2 was there, but it's for everybody. If you're brand new, there's somebody on here today, Pace, who had never seen us until Triple Digit Flip. So they don't know us from anywhere else. Please show up to the challenge tomorrow. Everybody. It's open to the entire community. I want people that have learned from All In guys, the Carlos Reyes and my homies over there. I don't care if you've come from YouTube, where you've come from. If you're interested in wholesaling and if you're interested in getting leads without having to spend a crap ton of money on all kinds of lists and craziness.
You really pulled back there.
Then yeah, nice. I was trying to really be a little bit.
So guys, look at the screen right now. I want to pull this up for you guys. I want to give you a visual of what you're going to see when you click on the link. I put the link in the side comments.
10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time? Every
10 a.m. MST Mountain Standard Time for the next 9 days.
Awesome.
Okay, so he's already done day 1. And what I suggested to Jamil is let people come into this challenge for the first 3 days. Or I'm sorry, first 2 days. And then on day 3, lock people out from joining. Because what you want to make sure is that what you're learning on day 1 is implemented. What you're learning on day 2 is implemented. And then when you go into day 3 and you get into some big boy stuff, you're not getting over people's heads. Okay.
Right.
What I do with my challenges is I lock it out after a couple of days so that I'm not answering day 1 questions on day 4. So guys, here's what I would suggest you do. Whether you have the time to be in the challenge or not, I'm going to give you a little hack. Okay. Register for the event. Even if you don't end up being able to make every single day, because Jamil is going to share the recordings if you are a registrant for this event. He probably didn't want me to say that, and I'm very sorry, but guys, you need to make sure you are registered for this event before he locks it out, because then you will not have the access to the recordings. This is not going on YouTube. Jamil's not selling this 10-day challenge. Nope. He is literally just he's serving the community, and his Astro students are the ones that are helping out on this challenge. They're showing by actually doing the thing every morning. Okay. So if you want to collaborate with my students in his comments, with Astro students and TTP students in the comments in more of an open format than just YouTube Live, make sure you click on the register link, because this is how simple it is. You see this little red button right here? That's how easy it is. You put your email address in here and you're done. I got an email this morning because I was obviously a registrant. It was about 10 minutes before the live went and it said, we're about to go live. It's that simple. Make sure you go and register, because day 1 happened today.
Yep.
And every single day he's going to send you the replay from the morning of. So a lot of people might be working during that time and they can't show up to the live. Make sure you register for it so that you get the recording in the evening. Okay. Hopefully I've hammered that point home enough.
I appreciate that, Pace. Thank you so much.
Tariva. Yes. I love it. Look at that. My closer is Matt, who's a student, and he just locked up a deal on Saturday. Amazing deal. And I'm squatting up with other students on this deal as well.
Ring that bell, baby.
Come on.
Yeah.
Woo! So this is, guys, look, I want to point something out just real quick. Okay. Check this out. This is really important. You see the J Fox says, I'm locked in. I don't know how I missed this. Like 3 or 4 years ago, before Brent Daniels trained us all on how to get loud, I would listen to people's YouTube lives and I'm like, why do they have to keep talking about the link and the clicking of the thing and the thing that they're doing and the blah, blah, blah. And here we are spending 7 minutes on it. The reality is Jamil has posted this on Instagram a couple of times. I've posted on Instagram. I've sent it out to my email list. I've done the things. My students know about it. They've been emailed. And still, somehow, some way, we have missed Jay Fox. And I'm telling you, when you see what Katie King just did, she made $50,000 and she's going to do $150,000 in 1 month on the same strategy that Jamil and his students are showing you on this 10-day challenge. I don't care how many times we have to say this out loud. You need to register for the event. Do not miss out on this, because in 3 months, when you say, how do I get leads? How do I get this? How do I talk to agents? This is 10 days of live action, not education, but 10 days of outreaching to agents live with real business building, 10 days straight. Do not sleep on it.
On top of that, as a resource for everybody that registered, everybody got access to a proof of funds.
You took a screenshot of my bank account?
Yes. No,
No.
I've literally put $1 million aside in an account, and I'm offering a proof of funds to everybody that participated in that challenge.
Right.
And
Awesome.
yeah, it's incredible.
Awesome.
Okay, on with the show. By the way, M. King says, what up? Any sub-2 students in Broward County? I have about 200 students in Broward County, one of them being Kelly Hanno, my media manager. You see her all the time. She runs a lot of what we do here. Reach out to the peeps, bro. Put your name in there. Tell them your first name, not just M King. So here we go. What other questions do we got today? We've had a lot of really good stuff. Katie King making 150 grand.
There was a question about a 55 plus.
Yeah.
Right. So
she's got nervousness about putting a deal under contract that she's got in an age restricted community. So
right.
I'll quickly speak on it. And I know Pace has some, and as you as well. Yeah. So I do deals routinely in 55 plus communities all the time. They are incredible opportunities for people, and buyers, they tend to either focus in areas that are 55 plus or not. And so here's the thing, Beth, are you going to have fewer buyers? Absolutely. But are there buyers? Absolutely. Should you chase that deal? Absolutely. Should you be nervous about it? Hell no.
Yeah. Don't be. Yeah. You've got it under contract as long as it's a deal.
Yeah, as long as you comped it and there's money in the deal, then wouldn't sweat it.
Beth, go with that confidence, because you don't want to start your dispo with being nervous.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to go with extreme confidence and get this property bid up as much as you can and do well with it. So we've always done really well in 55 plus. We've got a good stable of buyers that really like that. Because you don't have to go too crazy with the remodels, and they're usually pretty easy to get done and turned over. So I don't hear, at least, and I don't know if it's community by community. It's not like the owner of the property has to be 55. The people living in there have to be 55, or whatever the restrictions are with the homeowners association and the neighborhood. But you know, 19-year-old can own a 55 plus. They just can't live there. There you go.
That's good advice. I actually never heard somebody break it down so easily. A 19-year-old can own a 55 plus community, but they just
I always thought that, you have to be 55 to be able to even own it, or I have to sell it to a buyer that's 55 plus or something. It's not true. So
Trent, I'm gonna tell you something this is really good. I love that you brought this up. Trent says, yo, these assignment fees are unreal. I am doing everything wrong at this point, shaking my head, LOL. Bro, first and foremost, no, you aren't, because 90% of people fail in this business because they literally just don't take action. The fact that you're talking about smaller assignment fees means that you're taking action, you're getting stuff done. What I would do is I would talk to some of the people that are getting big, fat, juicy checks, figure out maybe they're negotiating better. Maybe they're dealing with buyers that are actually buyers, not co-wholesaling and taking the bigger chunks of it. One thing I want to say, the most impressive contract and the most impressive check I've seen all year long. How much money do you think that check was? Take a guess, Jamil, Brent. You're going to be wrong.
The most impressive?
Mm-hmm.
I would say when somebody does a deal for nothing but serving a purpose and solving the problem and helping everybody involved. In fact, I would say those deals when you're just doing the right thing and you make nothing.
Bro, I've had to spend.
Yeah, I've lost money on deals just to make sure that things got done.
Keys. Yeah,
So
I've had to cash for keys
those
and
are the
get
most
nothing.
impressive ones I know of, because that's when you know what you're made out of.
I love that. I love that a lot. That's basically where I'm going. But here's the check. It was $1,300.
Yep.
The person who brought the story to me was embarrassed to tell me the number, because they were like, oh, well, it's not that much. And I was like, well, let's talk about where the deal came from. You tried to get into wholesale for 2 years. Okay. You tried to break into wholesale for 2 years. And what you did is instead, and pay attention to this, because I am going to advocate something that is counterproductive to what most people believe. You tried to do it all on your own. The second you squatted up with somebody, you proved concept. And that was the difference. The most impressive check.
Yep.
2 years by yourself, 1 week squatting up with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You made $1,300. You were able to take that check home to your wife, and you were able to say, look at the proof of concept. This is real. And sometimes that's all that it takes to change an entire paradigm, an entire legacy. So the small checks they mean a lot. You guys got to remember that. They mean a lot.
Yep. Well,
Brent, what would you say to somebody? Because you have juicy assignment fees, probably more than anybody on the screen. What would you say is one of the biggest reasons why your assignment fees are so juicy?
You asking me?
Yeah.
2 things. Seller gives us the price first. And we have we create healthy tension with our cash buyers.
Ooh. Healthy
tension.
You just got Jamil super.
So they respect, right? They don't try to like beat us up too much.
Yep.
They know that we're going to bring them deals.
You know, I've never beat you up on a price.
No, never. You're just fast.
Why haven't I seen any TTP deals lately? Is it because you guys, Brent used to get pissed off when his team would sell me a house. He'd say, you left money on the table.
No, because Jamil would be the fastest one to it. And then we'd be like, yeah, we got like 3 other people. And you're like, yeah, well, you're giving it to me. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah. So yeah, I did leave money on the table for sure.
Can I buy your next 3?
Yeah. No. They're already sold. They're already sold.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, no, I'll give you the attorney answer. It depends.
Oh,
it
love
depends.
Love it.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's locking it up, having the owner give you the price first. And no matter what price they give you, you always ask the question, is that the best price that you can do? Because you want them to make sure that they feel good about the price that they gave you. And you don't want them thinking, oh, they took my offer that I gave them, and so I must have left money on the table. So yeah, we've sold you, dude. Come on.
I'm playing.
You're playing. Get out of here. Anyway. So, yeah, that's the 2 big things, Pace. And then the other one right now, if you're in a market where there's hedge fund buyers, I would close on the deal, and I have sold those. Those have been our biggest deals this year. 100K, 75. We just closed in Chandler. Another one that was clean and that we fixed up. We repaired these in, a couple different cities, and it's done really well. Newer properties.
Awesome.
So if you can get the buy box of what hedge funds, I mean, I assume you guys are selling things at hedge funds all day long.
Yeah.
Right.
But we also really need to remember that the hedge funds can turn their lights off one day or turn their tap off one day.
In a second.
And if you're not honoring your buyers who've been tried, tested, and with you all these years, they will tune out.
Yeah.
And so even though we could probably sell 95% of our inventory to hedge funds, we're really only selling 20% of it to them, because we want to make sure that our other buyers are seeing everything, and that's just how you got to play it.
Yeah, Chai, I think that if you go with the average of about 10% is what we earn on these deals, that'll answer that question for you. Do you feel like that's right?
Say it again.
10% is what you earn on a wholesale deal.
You can, depending on the market, really on the market, and where you went in price. You see, we've got a little bit of a differing philosophy on what to offer, and I appreciate that, because you are going to get higher assignment fees than I will, based off the way that you run your numbers.
But
And
you'll do
that's
more.
absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I will do more deals
Yeah.
though, because I'm able to go up a little bit higher in my pricing.
Yeah.
And our average assignment fees, they're not $75,000.
Right.
They'll be in the $15,000 to $20,000 range. And we do a lot of deals at 10 grand, and that's just is what it is,
Well, and you've got a way bigger buyer database.
Correct.
Way bigger. You want to speak to that? I mean, there's deals that you can sell that I can't.
100%. And we do it all the time,
You
right?
do all the time.
We will sell a deal for sometimes 90% of ARV just
Right.
because we've got the right buyer who has the right exit. For instance, you talk to a guy like Pace, who loves short-term rentals.
Yeah.
If I've got a property that's going to be a short-term rental in an area that he loves, he might see that there's not a lot of equity in here, but it's right near his other short-term rental. He can kill two birds with one stone and have an easy situation.
He needs tax write-offs.
He might just need to buy something to depreciate before he has his tax bill. Whatever the reason is, you never know the reason why someone's going to pull the trigger. And so having access to a large database is going to allow you to sell deals for more money.
Yeah.
Our buyers list right now in Phoenix is over 130,000 people deep. Think about that.
It's every buyer.
It's all the buyers.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Yes, sir.
We haven't done a lot of this, but I think it'd be a really great topic to bring up is medium wave Dave, who Jamil, he is out of the Hamptons. He operates in, you guys can see Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando, and Birmingham. They are selling all of their deals to funds. Okay. Would you guys be open to doing a conversation all about fund disposition and bringing medium wave Dave on as a guest?
Absolutely. We can bring him on. We can talk about that as selling to institutional buyers. We can make that a topic. I'll even bring in one of our key dispo guys as well to give us a little bit of our insights on how we're working with institutions. Dave as well. And I think that would be great. If anyone in the chat is also doing business with institutional buyers at a high level, maybe put your name in the chat and we can turn it into, a little bit of a round robin there with other viewers as well. What do you think about that, Pace?
I freaking love it. I think having that come out, it's a very hot topic right now. I had this conversation with Dave where I said, look, man, the buy boxes change on these guys frequently. So I'm a little bit fearful of it for kind of newer people.
Yeah.
But the good thing is there's a lot of companies out there, Keegley being one of them. And some of Medium Wave Dave is a company that's like, look, we're only focusing on these 4 markets because we have relationships with hedge funds. You as a new wholesaler should have a relationship with a Medium Wave Dave or a Keegley in your market that has relationships with hedge funds because they're paying more money. Are they always paying more money, Jamil?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
I mean, it is. It is.
Yes.
I mean, that's what it is. So,
yeah, see, and that's the thing that they can, if they turn off their buying, and if you're focusing only on institutional buyers, you could be out of business the day they turn their tap off.
Yeah.
Which is why
that could happen with an email.
Oh, it happens. It does happen with an email. I remember we had one fund out of Salt Lake City.
Look at this, though. Look at this. As of right now, they have a full tank of gas, according to Medium Wave Dave.
As of right now, the hedge funds and institutions are highly liquid right now. Highly liquid. Because look, guys, inflation is continuing to spike. Inventory is continuing to deplete. Housing is not happening, or housing starts aren't happening as fast as they need to. We are not heading towards any type of turnaround. I don't care what anyone says. I keep hearing the naysayers and the skyfallers and the Chicken Littles talk about, oh my God, the holidays are going to really show us what's happening. What are you talking about? The holidays? What do you mean? Nothing has happened. It's all bananas still.
Yeah. Well, we've been hearing that since 2012. You know that.
Yep.
Everybody's like, oh, it's going to end and this, and it's going to be 2008 and 9 again. And
I
wonder if people felt like that in the 80s after like the savings and loan, rocked it in the late 70s, early 80s. And everybody's like, oh, it's going to blah, blah, blah. And then it just.
Yeah. Well, after the dot-com bubble, the internet never happened.
Oh, no, of course not. Yeah. No, it just shut down.
right?
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web was never, it never happened.
Do you know it's easier to say World Wide Web than www?
World Wide Web. World Wide,
Yeah, actually, that's
World
what
Wide
the
Web.
heck. That's interesting.
Anyway.
I have a great question for both of you guys.
Yes.
I think you guys are probably better at this than
Wow.
me.
I don't know about that, but
I bring people onto my team and I end up encouraging them so much that they end up just going and leaving and building their own business. That's not always true, but it happens a lot for me. So we've fixed it, and I want to have a conversation with you guys of this. Sam Kemp says, how do you pick people to bring into your team when you start hiring, and how do you keep them happy with what they're doing, how much money they make as well, and also what they're making and keeping them from leaving?
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. So I have,
because you have the big,
I've got a huge operation, and I've got a lot of folks on my team who make an incredible check every month.
How many people
are in total at Keegley?
In Phoenix.
In Phoenix,
yeah,
85 to 90.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a huge team, right? Mm-hmm. And that's everything: ACT, Dispo, administration, HR, you know, the girl who plans parties, like it's all of it, right? There's so many different positions at our company, and they're all amazing, and everybody does a great job. I've got some acquisition and disposition guys in there who will make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in a month.
Yeah.
Months when my check from Keegley isn't that big.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's be on. Let's be real. Okay. Like
that is true. I've had these conversations with Jamil. I stand next to his employees. I won't name their names, but I pat them on the back every time I go in there, and I'm like, I'm patting the back of a man who just made $40,000.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. And here's the thing. When you're growing, and like Keegley right now, we're on a big expansion, a big growth, right? And so that growth costs money.
Yeah.
So just because we brought in $1.3 million in assignment fees, we might have spent $600,000 in a month. We might have spent $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 in that month trying to grow new markets, which means that as an owner, I'm not taking home the same amount of money as some of my AC and Dispo guys.
Right.
And that's what happens when you're an owner. When you're an owner, you take in all the costs, you take in all the responsibility, you weather all the storms. So how do you keep people happy? You explain to them in transparency what it means, that how much responsibility and stress you take on in owning. And sometimes taking your 20% or your 30% is dope. And you will make more money than an owner a lot of times when you are a top rep in a company. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
That's how you keep them happy. You tell them, you show them.
I think it's also your energy.
Yes.
Your energy that you bring, the energy that Josiah brings, the different energy that Hunter brings. I think it comes down to who's driving the ship, and what do they want to be driving the ship? You know what I mean? And I think that as soon as you get burnt out, as soon as you get like fatigued, as soon as, you know, if you don't have that energy right, it's going to affect the whole company. 100%. And you have to pay your people really well. You got to pay them really, really well. And you got to communicate with them, and you got to let them be them, and you got to let them do their job and not suffocate their creativity, not suffocate their schedule, not suffocate them with your ego, and let them loose. If you hire the right people, you should be able to just let them loose. But that goes back to the point, though. There's a lot of people, I think, on this here that would be great at just being Michael Jordan on the court, doing all the roles, closing the deals, keeping all the money, right? And not having to worry about leadership, not having to worry about developing a big team, not have to worry about, I mean, everybody's going to get somebody, some support, some help, right?
Yeah.
But there, you really have to look at it. Do you want to be Michael Jordan, or do you want to be the owner of the Bulls?
Right. Right.
And that's a real thing, because I bet dollar-wise, maybe not wealth-wise, I bet Michael Jordan was making more per year than the owner of the Bulls.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
Right? So that's just something to think about there. Yeah. There you go. 85 people. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Very
awesome. I think let them loose. And I've been trying to convince Ryan Thornton, my acquisition manager, to do real estate for a long time. He had a different path for a while, and I finally convinced him. And then Everybody that works in my wholesaling team is somebody that I knew, or we recruited specifically off of LinkedIn, like Chad. He was door knocking solar in the middle of the summer in COVID, right?
Wow.
You knew
And
this
he's
guy had it.
he's from North Dakota.
Yep.
And he moved to Arizona to like pursue his dreams, right? Of being a real estate entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur, making some money. And the only job he could find at the time was knocking doors for solar. And then we reached out at the right time, and he was like in alignment with what we were trying to do, because he wanted to be a real estate investor. He wanted to be a wealthy person. So it worked out really well.
Look at this.
Yep.
This is really important for all of us to read. Stephen Horton says, Pace, I got my first deal doing your challenge last month. Let's ring that bell for this handsome
Yeah.
guy
Yes.
getting his
I was
first
waiting for
deal
you to
on a
finish.
challenge.
Yeah.
Boom. What's cool about the challenges that we've been doing is that we are taking our students who are leaders and who are raising their hand and saying, I want to be a leader and I want to help out the general public, who are not students and are not trained as high as I am. What they're doing is they're on the live with us, and they're in the chat, and they're grabbing people by the hand. They're going out in the field with them. They're going on appointments. And that's what we did in our last challenge. That's what Jamil is doing on his challenge that he's running right now. Guys, these challenges, Stephen is not one of my students. My students helped Stephen Horton get his first deal.
Incredible.
That is what we're doing here. We are changing the game by training our students to become leaders and help you guys out. Do not sleep on these challenges. It is for realsies.
For realsies.
For realsies. Can I answer my question about the hiring?
Yes.
Spend the money.
Ah!
Spend the money. I could not agree any more than what you guys were just saying. I just want to talk about 1 second of what we dealt with this year. We needed another operations manager just for our acquisition department, because our wholesale, our real estate business is actually threefold, right? We generate leads, we either wholesale them, we fix and flip them, or we hold them, okay, depending on what the lead is. And we buy a lot of rentals. We do a lot of fix and flip. We do a lot of wholesale, both creative wholesale and cash wholesale. It's a lot. And I told Cody in the beginning of January, we need to hire a full-time operations manager for this business. And he's like, well, how much should I pay? And I said, as much as it takes.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it takes. That one person is going to help us get one more deal, 2 more deals, 5 more deals. That one person is going to change the game for us. He says, how much should I pay? I told him minimum $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, whatever, with bonus, with all the things. Let them make 6 figures. Force them to make 6 figures.
Yeah.
Cody says, no, that's too much money. That's too much money. So I'm going to tell you guys something that I learned this year by not following the truth. You want good people. You want experienced people that don't need to be trained on day 1, day 3, day 4, whatever. They come in, they already know what they need to do because they've been trained. They have the experience. Spend the money. It will change the game for you. 100%. What I did is last week when I was coming back from Vegas with Jamil, I posted on my Instagram and I said, I will pay whoever leaves their company a $10,000 signing bonus if you tell your stinky boss that you're going to come and work for Pace Picante.
Pace Picante.
And we found somebody that night at 8 p.m. She has changed the game for us. We're paying her more than double what Cody really wanted to ever pay for that position. And 2 days after we hired her, I said, is she worth the money? He says she's worth 4 times what we should have paid.
There you go.
And she just heard that. So get ready.
Actually, I actually know exactly where she is. That's why I said it. She's
Yeah.
not watching. She's not watching.
Oh,
she's,
okay.
she's actually in a meeting right now with Cody and Matt, my partners, waiting for me to finish Wholesale Hotline. So I know
Awesome.
they're not listening.
Awesome.
But I'm telling you guys, spend the money.
Yep.
And Jamil is correct. Your acquisition department should have the ability. Okay. So here's the position that typically leaves a real estate business faster, the revolving door. What position is that, guys?
Ac rep.
An acquisition rep. And the reason being is because you're trying to put your thumb on their ability and how much money they can make. And so what they do is they go, man, we're getting these big, fat, juicy checks. I'm seeing a 40, a 20, a 30, a 40, or whatever. And I'm walking away with $6,000 this month. I don't think so. All I have to do, this is literally the conversation I've heard acquisition reps have behind the scenes. All I have to do is get one of these deals and I'll make more of it on my own rather than locking up 7 of them.
Yep.
That's right.
So pay them so much money. If you want them to stay, pay them so much money. The commission should not be the issue. Now, when they're first starting out and they're proving themselves, pay them what the going rate is, 10, 12%, whatever on the acquisition side. Give them an upside, pay them, keep them around. I've even seen a lot of big players in this business give ownership of the business to their acquisition reps. I'm not going to name their names, but none of them are on this screen. But I'm just saying there are big names that we've had on here. They go, man, the hack for me.
That's not true. There's one of my top acquisitions became an owner of Keegley.
Yeah, that's true. He actually owns multiple franchises. You amplified him and he became an owner. So guys, give people the opportunity. If you want them to stick around, my question is, if they're that good, why not bring them on as a partner? Now, I know that's not everybody's business model. I have a guy I know, he's in Denver or Colorado Springs, does 6 deals a month all by himself. He lives such an amazingly stress-free life. And he's like, this is the perfect life for me. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell people all the time, do you know what you want?
Right.
Because the answer will be different based on what you actually want. If you want a big operation, you want a Keegley, you want a Brent, you want a whatever, pay your people appropriately.
Well, and I think it's also important that you do that. What's your perfect day look like? What's your perfect week look like? What's your perfect, you know what I mean? Because
100%.
money's dope. Money is dope. $1 million, dope. $1 million in an account that people could get proof of funds, dope. Right?
Freedom.
Come on, player. Come on. You know. Hold on. Let me just give a shout out real quick pace to Guy here. Guy, no joke. And I was just looking at the text here. I have probably 300 texts between Guy and I over since August of last year, 2020. Moly. And he is absolutely destroying right now. Guy is on fire. He's been doing that for a while, but
Brent, I can tell you, I'm not even as good a friend. I'm not even as good of friends with Brent as Brent is with his students.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, like those texts that come in from the students are like priority number one. I haven't even responded to, I responded to, I was looking up Guy's thing here and my wife just sent me a copy of, hey, should this be our Christmas card with all the pictures and everything? So I'll get to that after this.
But Guy, you got priority. That's incredible, Guy. Congratulations.
There you go. Awesome. I have Keegley's buyer list.
Oh, all yeah. Right. Yeah. Justin used to work for us until he got let go. Mm-hmm. And then we sued him. So, hey, Justin, how you doing? You don't have our buyers list. And great job putting that in the chat. My attorneys will be sending you a letter in the morning.
Think it's really him?
It might be.
Yeah.
Is that really his name?
Can't afford it until you can. Invest and work. Rick Edgeworth. Absolutely. So we started this pace with talking about the energy, right? The energy, the bring in, like, where do you want where is your energy best spent so that you are in tune with what's inside? You know, what's the verbiage here? What is actually a part of you? What is it that you are actually doing on a daily basis?
Pull that up and read that. Find that. Let me tell you what Rick Edgeworth. So Rick Edgeworth and his son come into our mastermind this last couple of days. And we had another mastermind student dealing with an issue. And Rick turns around and he says, well, let me tell you the solution. You can't afford it until you can afford it. And I was like, I know what that means. And that is so powerful. It's when you decide to invest in something, you somehow figure out a way. And what most people are doing is running away from that investment and that growth and building the business that they want.
Yep.
Also, profit first. It's the same thing with profit first. It's like when you pay yourself magically, there's more money.
There is.
Yeah.
And you're more disciplined.
And Brent Daniels taught me that. I can tell you, Brent Daniels changed my entire future financial outcome because of that phrase. He goes, pay yourself first, man. What are you doing? I go, Brent, I'm investing in my business, bro.
Yeah. 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 How should I spend my energy in a way that is consistent with my deepest values? That's the thing. You know,
say that one more time.
How can I spend my day? Hold on. How should I spend my energy in a way that is consistent with my deepest values? Right? Says
Yeah.
most of us spend more time reacting to immediate crisis and responding to expectations of others than we do making considered choices guided by a clear sense of what matters most. That's why it brings back to that whole, what's your perfect day?
Right.
When does it start? What does it look like? What are you doing? What is it filled with? What do you, I always thought that like the perfect day would like, you wake up, you're at the beach, right? Your new house you bought, you're at the beach, you're like chilling, it's all wide open. You have like a good workout and a protein shake and you just do whatever. But now I realize as I'm older, is providing value is the dopest thing, like being
100%.
around and being in action. And while we have this time between, let's call it 18 to 80, 18 to 70, maybe, where we're really got that good juice, right? Where we can really get going. Maybe it's longer. I don't know. I don't know what kind of shots doctors have these days.
Yeah.
Apparently they're amazing. But we have this time where we can really, really grind it out and really provide a ton of value. And with that, that's part of it. You know what I mean?
100%.
What is the purpose? Take the challenge, guys. Go. You got 2 challenges. One, go ask every family member at Christmas if they know what wholesaling real estate is. Okay. And number 2, that'll show you how much you need to squat up with each other in the comments here, because nobody's going to know what you're talking about with your family. So you got to be around people that do. And number 2 is write out your perfect day. Write out what you think your perfect day would be. You know what I mean? And really keep that focus, because I think that puts more shine on your lifestyle than it does on your bank account. And I think if you focus on that lifestyle, the bank account comes with it.
Totally
Yeah.
agree.
I like it.
And remember, don't compare yourself to somebody else.
Right.
Don't compare yourself to Jamil, Jamil's life right now, or my life, or Pace's life. That's the thief of joy. You said it, and it rings so true. It really is. Comparison is the thief of joy. And
has there been
your thing?
Have you ever had something in your life that you can remember where you compared yourself to anybody, or anytime you?
All the time.
I found myself getting miserable, trying to compare myself to Pace last year.
Really?
Oh yeah, a little bit, and I had to check myself.
What, his schedule?
Just how energized he could be, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like I go as much and as hard as I possibly can, and I work a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
But some way, somehow, he can get 3 more hours out of it, out of himself, or more.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's like, why I would ask myself, what do I got to do differently in my day to extract those more hours? And you know what? I don't.
Right.
I don't have to do more, because I'm exactly perfect in what I can do for myself. I work hard every day. I do as much as I can possibly do. And that is going to be the best for Jamil.
Yep.
And that is incredible.
Yep.
And Pace does the best for Pace every day. And he is the best for Pace.
Yep.
And you do the same thing, right? I know for you,
I was very competitive until very, very competitive until Tom Kroll came around.
Tell me why that is.
Not competitive guy. He's the most focus on yourself, focus on your business, and what is really making you happy. You know, what is the lifestyle that you really want? And you don't know. I don't know the inner workings of your day when you go home, and when you go drive, and when you go to the office, and when you're doing this and this and this and this. I have fantasies, I have illusions of what I think is happening. Right. But
I have fantasies too, bro. Let's not get into that.
Well, you're part of that fantasy.
I always think that Brent is there with with a headset and a dumbbell.
The whole time.
That's it. Yeah. Listen, if I have my AirPods and a 40-pound dumbbell, bro, we're good.
Life is great.
We're putting work in. Yeah. We're putting some work down.
So I asked that question specifically to get the answer from Brent. I love the answer you gave. I truly remember probably 20 or 30 conversations with Jamil in the last year and a half of traveling around the country where we talk about you specifically and how you are the most supportive friend we have ever had in our lives. Comparing, always open arms, always congratulate. You literally are the #1 person that congratulate everybody, not just Jamil and I, everybody. And you are literally like, you're trying to get people to run their perfect life.
Yep.
And it never has anything to do with you. And it's the freaking most amazing energy to be around. You are literally that guy. And
that Go Giver book that changed it up. That really that whole like celebrate other people type thing and be the connector and be that, that whole thing is so powerful. It is so powerful. If you're trying to tear down other people's castles, you're gonna filled with poison. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work. When you start celebrating and really loving everybody else's success, you find more.
100%.
For real.
Yep.
If you see somebody close a big ass deal on here and they're saying that, and you're saying to yourself, I can't even close my first one, as opposed to like celebrating or whatever else. Listen, I get you. I was there for sure. For sure. As a real estate agent, all they did is rank you all the time. And it was always competitive, and it was always doing this thing. And I was in the North & Co brokerage, and it was a great brokerage, but it was always like comparison, as opposed to like celebrating everybody's success. And it took time. I was, as a young man, I was very, 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 a hater.
Yeah.
A hater.
Yep.
So if you're in that position right now, you could flip that over. Read the Go Giver every week for the next year, and it'll change
and it's a real thing. Like, for instance, we had that little troll on here a few minutes ago, Justin Brantley. He actually used to work at Keegley.
Mm-hmm.
And
here, let me tell you how big of a turd he is. I blocked him on my YouTube, and then he went over to your YouTube, and
that's okay. It's here's what's funny. So he actually has a court order, an injunction against him, because he had extracted a little bit of our buyers list by being a little thief, right? Yeah. And so he got to a point where he cried. He had to write a letter of apology to all of us owners at Keegley for being a little baby that didn't even have enough money for his own attorney.
Right.
He had to get his aunt to come and help him.
Yeah.
He had to write a letter of apology so that we wouldn't continue legal action against him. But, I appreciate that he went and did that today on the chat, because, hey, what do you
think stuck there? There's got to be something stuck there, right?
With him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just issues in the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mommy and daddy didn't raise him right. That's all.
Yes.
So talking about the Go Giver.
Yes.
I am so excited to announce that I have a new a book club, but there's a part that I'm not telling Jamil about right now.
Yep.
But on my book club starts on December 12th. That's 12/12/2021. That is also
I love that day.
Birthday. We are going to be reading the book all collectively as a full community. My sub 2 community is going to continue on the book club without everybody, but the first book we are going to read as a community, and the book we are reading together is The Go Giver.
Yep.
Woo! And we are launching the book on December 12th, Jamil's birthday, for obvious reasons.
What?
We want to launch it for Jamil's birthday and say hello.
12/12.
Bro, that's going to be so dope.
What'd you do for 12/12/12?
I drove to Phoenix and moved to Phoenix.
No.
Yes.
He picked up an assignment check from Tim.
My whole story of how I got into wholesale and came to Phoenix. I was still living in Los Angeles as a fledgling comedian who was making more money virtually doing deals in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And that was the day that I decided that I was going to tuck away my career in entertainment.
Yeah.
That I was gonna forego my dreams of being famous and rich.
Yeah.
And I was gonna come to Phoenix to become a lowly wholesaler.
Look at you now. Look at you now.
Life is good.
Look at that.
I kind of want to announce something right now.
Okay.
Because otherwise I won't have the opportunity to share it any other day.
All right. Go for it, brother. Put yourself big on the screen.
I want to announce something very exciting. Are you guys okay with me taking a minute?
Please.
Take the stage, brother.
My wife is pregnant.
Yes.
Just kidding. That's not it.
Double pregnant.
So for a long time, I've wanted to create a book club for my sub 2 community. Just about mindset, right? Just about overcoming and creating habits and all that kind of stuff, because as a community, we are obviously stronger. And so I wanted to create that. We've created it. It's taken a couple of months to do so. And we had this fun little idea, because for every one of Jamil's birthdays, I do something really cool. Last year, we raised $35,000 for Miles Barrio for Jamil on his behalf on his birthday, 12/12/2020. Sub 2 showed up. Astro showed up. We had like 600 or 700 people on a Zoom. We raised 35 grand in like an hour for a gentleman who had lost his leg in a car accident.
Yep.
Anyway, this year for his birthday, Kelly Hanna on my team has secured Bob Berg, the author of The Go-Giver, to come and do a fireside chat for Jamil for his birthday.
Wow.
How dope
Bro.
is that? How dope is that?
Dude.
Yeah.
Man, I love you, Pace.
On a Sunday. I mean,
that
Bob
is-
Berg's showing up.
On,
We told him it was
Yeah.
for my best friend's birthday.
Yep.
He did not want to do it he wanted to do it Monday through Friday. Kelly convinced him to come on your birthday, 12/12.
Wow.
That is this Sunday. And I'm going to create a link here in just a minute for everybody to come to that book club. What we're going to be doing is we're going to all wish Jamil a happy birthday. A couple of our best friends, Brent already committed, Steve Train committed, a handful of other friends committed just to come in and say a couple nice things about you. And then we, as your friend group, are going to present Bob Berg to the entire community for an hour and a half fireside chat about the Go-Giver book.
Bro, you make me cry every year, man, and you're going to make me do it again. I love you, man. Thank you, Pacer. Wow.
It'll be
I'm
great.
hugging him for you, Pace. I'm hugging him for you.
Wow,
Thank you, brother.
Wow. What a thing, dude.
That's
the
awesome.
reality is a lot of us here locally, we owe this to Brandon Simmons as well. He's a gentleman he's kind of an unsung hero. You rarely see his face. He's not great at social media. He is who built Batch Leads. He is who put a lot of really high level relationships together like 4 years ago by a mastermind he ran for free just for high level people here in Phoenix, Arizona. And the name of that mastermind was called The Go-Giver. And it's where a lot of us really forged strong relationships together. So anybody that wants to join in the book club, we're going to read the book of The Go-Giver throughout the month of December, starting on Sunday, December 12th. We obviously chose that date instead of launching it in January, which I originally planned, but Kelly secured Bob Berg. So how did we say no to this? We are going to be having Bob Berg come in just talking about the Go-Giver book. And what's interesting about it is the author is going to come in and talk to us about the book before we read it.
Awesome.
He's going to give us insight and stories and ways that it will impact you. And now that he wrote the book and so many millions and millions of people have read it, what insight does he have now looking back on the book that he either A, wish he had in the book, or B, wish he would have amplified stories that have happened along the way. And he will be addressing Jamil and his birthday specifically to all of you guys. So it'll be a really, really good. I mean, what do you get? Here's the thing. What do you get a guy who has everything? You give everybody in his community the gift on his behalf. That's what you do.
That's right.
So there you go. That's what we're doing.
Wow, man.
There you go. It's going to be awesome. And Steve, yes, I will be there, Steve H. Absolutely. Oh man, that's going to be awesome.
Pace,
That's going to be awesome.
you are just.
Do we, you're going to send me a link to send it to all the TTPers, right?
Yeah, we're going to send it out. I will be here. I'll make a link for it. I don't know if Kelly's on here. Kelly, I'm going to have Kelly make a link for it right now.
Awesome. Perfect. And we'll get on there. Celebrate your birthday.
What a thing,
See how many people we could get on there.
I bet you we'll get 2,000 or more.
Yeah. I hope so.
We better.
Hope so.
He had like 400, 500 people sing happy birthday to me live last year.
Right.
And then all those people donated $35,000 to Miles.
Yeah.
Like, what a gift.
That's dope. Yeah. Awesome.
And now this year, he brought me the author of The Go-Giver, the book that basically started a lot of our friendships.
I know. And the group that we started, I mean, it was all the premise of the Go-Giver monthly group with Carlos Reyes, you, me, Evo, Annie, Jesse, Steve Trang, the whole deal.
The whole deal.
The whole deal. Everybody. And a ton more that aren't mentioned that certainly could and should be mentioned. But it was a phenomenal group, and that was the true squad up. I mean, that was really the inspiration behind all of this, building those relationships, leaning on each other, building each other up. You guys are so good together. There should be an urgency to create something together to make an impact in society besides real estate. Please think about it, guys. Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, if you can, this is one of those teaching a person to fish type of thing. You know what I mean? If you can help people get their first deals and then from there do this business full time, right? That's the second step. And then from there, pay off all that consumer debt. And then from there, buy assets. And then from there, have passive income. It's pretty powerful. And that's what real estate does. Yeah. So
it's an interesting thing. Like story, there's a story about a gentleman here in Phoenix, Arizona. I won't name his name just in case it embarrasses him, but it's a true story. And it happened a couple of years ago. He reaches out to me on Instagram, guys, power of social media. Brent Daniels says it all, get loud. Reaches out to me on social media, says, Pace, I've got a deal. It's my first deal. Will you buy the deal? So I run over. I see the deal. I go, yes, I want this deal. So I get it under contract right there, literally on the back of my truck. I sign his assignment contract. I run down, pay my earnest money. 2 days later, he says, the seller wants to cancel. I go, I'm sorry, but you don't know a lot about real estate, but I'm gonna tell you, the seller can't legally cancel unless you breach contract or you do something legal. He goes, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. Seller won't reply to me. I go, I'm going to teach you a very valuable lesson. I will pay for the attorney fees to keep this guy's feet to the fire. Very long story short, I spent $7,500 in about 2 months of my life with the attorney to force this seller to sign. And the good thing is, because the $7,500, it actually came off the purchase price because the seller had to take that out of his fee. This gentleman, his name is Eric. I won't say his last name, but Eric, oh my gosh, gets his first assignment fee, makes $12,000, goes, oh my gosh, this changed my life forever. Okay?
Good.
Changed my life forever.
Yeah.
This is what really happened. 6 months later, he calls me up and he goes, hey man, I know I haven't sent you a deal in a couple months, but I just want to let you know I'm going back to get a job. I said, what's going on, Eric? And he says, I'm just going through a tough point. I've got some deals in my pipeline, but I just, they're not going to close anytime soon. And And I said, Eric, how much are your monthly bills? And he says, my monthly bills are $3,000 a month. I go, perfect. So I said, come down to my house. I got a check for you.
This is all real.
I give Eric 2 months of expenses, car, rent, all that kind of stuff. I don't see Eric. He doesn't send me another deal. He ended up working with other people, which is perfectly fine by me. I don't see Eric until another Keegley meetup. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was actually Brent, you were there. Jamil, you were there. Yep. And it was me. And we were speaking in the Keegley office and Eric was there. And I told this story.
Yeah.
And I said, I haven't gotten a deal from Eric since I cut that check for him. Eric, why don't you tell everybody what you've been doing in your business? He says, I have 16 employees working for me right now.
Incredible.
And if it wasn't for you telling me not to go back and that you trusted in me and you believed in me and you did this, that, and the other. And I go, why did you not pay me back? And he goes, well, I did, because when you handed me the check, you said, how can I ever pay you back? And Pace, your response to that question was, go employ other people, go do more deals, go expand your operation. And that's how you're going to pay me back.
Yep.
So guys, I'm telling you, Jean, he says, you guys are so good together. You should think about something to impact society. Bro, I don't know how big our domino effect is, but it is much larger than what you see on this podcast.
Yeah.
I know we're doing this. I will brag about this. I see people's lives changing that don't even know who we are. The dominoes go so deep that there's children being impacted and food getting eaten and school supplies being purchased because of the education we're giving to people for free on this podcast. We are doing that thing. We are changing society. Real estate, like Brent Daniels just said, has the ability to do that. And I'm telling you, the example that Brent Daniels, when I first was making my exit away from home investors and the world, the other people that are in real estate and the other people that are trying to help, did not want me to know, Brent Daniels opened that entire world up to me. So did Jamil. This is the only podcast I know that's a live podcast on wholesaling that helps people at a massive magnitude. We want to grow it. That's our impact. Our impact is growing what we know, going deep to make a wide impact. That's what our goal is.
And it's all up here. It all starts with this thing. It all starts with the belief. It all starts with that faith and turning that faith into fact as quickly as you can. And that's what we do. Go find a property that needs some love. Talk to the property owner or the agent that represents them and find an opportunity. Steps 1, 2, 3. And then from there, once you have a great opportunity, reach out to Keegley and get that deal sold.
Boom.
Boom. There you go.
On the screen, I just shared the book club link. So everybody, the first book,
Yeah, baby.
the first book that we are going to read as a book club is The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver author, Bob Berg himself, is going to come in to wish Jamil a happy birthday on behalf of myself and all of our really high-level friends, Brent Daniels, Steve Trang, all the people that we've collaborated with from the Go-Giver Mastermind.
Wow.
Brandon Simmons has committed. He started crying when I brought this up to him. And I said, I want you to introduce Bob Berg to Jamil because you were the one that did the thing.
Incredible.
And Brandon Simmons is committed. Everybody's committed behind the scenes, but unfortunately, I couldn't keep it a surprise because I wanted Wholesale Hotline to be part of this. And last Monday on Wholesale Hotline, we hadn't had Bob Berg committed, but now we do. So this is a good opportunity for us. So here's the thing. Everybody take this link. I just shared it right here. Take that link, share it in Facebook groups, share it on your Instagram, share it wherever. This is a massive Christmas special. This is the Wholesale Hotline Christmas special. Is Bob Berg from freaking The Go-Giver, the guy who wrote the book The Go-Giver, is coming in. So please make sure you share that link. You sign up. Bob Berg will be doing a fireside chat for an hour and a half, taking questions from the community, taking questions from you guys. It's not just a passive conversation. Bob Berg wants to answer your guys' questions.
Should people buy the book and read it before?
Yes.
I think so, right, Pace?
Yeah, I you know, it's an interesting thing. I kind of like, I want people to do that. I think it'd be cool. I think most people.
I think how amazing would it be if everybody had a hard copy of The Go-Giver and all 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 people that show up to that event hold the book up so that Mr. Berg can see how impactful his words have been to this small little niche of investment real estate and how all of our lives have been affected by that. I think that would be incredible. I think everyone should go buy a copy of that book and have it in their hands so we can show him physically. Like you say, Pace, show me.
There's not a book that I've given out more. At least 200 copies. And I'm not joking. Literally ever. Like I went real hard in 2016 and was giving those away like crazy. And I remember there's a part in the book where Joe, the guy that's the main character, he's a go-getter and he just can't get ahead. He's running on the treadmill. He's just running on the hamster wheel every single day, every single year. He just can't close the big accounts. He can't get the big deals. He can't do these things. And he goes and talks to the connector, and the connector gives him the phone number of a guy named Pindar. And instantly, this is really something very interesting because I had the extreme honor of interviewing Bob Berg for Wholesaling Inc.
Oh, amazing.
And I asked him about that, and he said, you have to take action right away.
Yeah.
When you know something, you got to take it right away. Don't let your fears stop you from making that call. And he made that call and ended up changing his whole life in the story. And it's phenomenal. And you can get it. And there's the 5 laws of stratospheric success. Don't get me. I'm excited for it.
Oh,
this is going to be
good.
bananas. This is
What
going
a
to be
birthday
really
present.
good.
What a
This
present.
is going to be bananas. So, yeah, there's a bunch of them. The red one is the one you want to start with. The red one, the original Go-Giver. Check it out. You can read it literally in 90 minutes. And then what you do is what I did is I highlighted all the stuff that stuck out to me, and I'd read it every single week for a year, but I just read the highlighted parts. And so I could read that in 10 minutes. and get refreshed until it just sat, because it really did. It really changed my perspective of, I need to hustle against you. I got to be better than you. I got to do things for you, blah, 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 as opposed to how can I support you? How can I love? You know what I mean? It's a whole different thing. And since then, the year before I read that book, I did 250,000, and then the following year did almost 750,000. The next year, based on those principles, I'm telling you, it is legit. So
Incredible.
And for your birthday, I mean, it's perfect.
What a thing.
What, right before the end of the year?
Amazing.
Right before 2022 goals?
Amazing.
Are you kidding me? This is going to be bananas.
This is what we were going to do. We were going to do a goal planning session, like going right into the week before Christmas, right? Just as a sub-2 community. Like, let's talk about, I'll set my goals. I know Brent has been the person that's changed my mind on goals. Like, that's a story for another day.
Yep.
But I go, let's do a goal setting thing and let's launch it into the book club. But because we weren't sure that we were going to get Bob Burg. He charges now a really big, hefty amount of money to come and speak.
Yes, he does.
And so we didn't know if we were going to get him and all that kind of stuff. I'll be honest, we paid him. We couldn't get him non-paid.
Yeah.
So what I want everybody in the chat to know, this is not a guy that's just stopping by. That's like a low level guy. This is a guy that demands a lot of money to speak, even on a Zoom. Yep. I can't even imagine.
Even for my birthday.
Oh, look at Ryan. Come on.
Pass it around, guys. Pass it around. Ryan Knapp says, you guys push me to make $22,000 in a month, and I'm sending out offers this week as well. Good job, guys. Amazing stuff. So awesome. The next time we should see everybody from Wholesale Hotline should be on Sunday, which is Jamil's birthday, in 6 days.
Or hopefully tomorrow on the challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. 10-day challenge.
Jamil, what time on Sunday works for you? Bob Burg says he'll make anything happen for your birthday.
What time on Sunday will work for me? Let's make it.
It's a broad statement.
Let's make it 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Arizona time?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
I'm telling Kelly she's communicating with Bob Burg right now.
Are we going to do hedge funds next week? Is that the show next week?
Let's do
it. I think it's a great idea.
Hedge funds. I think it's a fantastic idea. So, guys, join us next week. Hedge funds is going to be the topic. That's going to be good. Let's wrap this thing up. Wrap this baby up. Go ahead, Pace.
I'll let you wrap it up, but I just want to say thank you for letting me be late. That was very unprofessional of me, and I'm very sorry for that.
Oh, Pace, you're an incredible person. Guys, thank you all again for tuning in tonight. We had near 500 people live on the podcast. We will have thousands that are going to view this afterwards, and it's incredible to see all of you all taking action and getting it done. That is the name of the game, guys. You got to take action and get it done. Always know that there are people out there who you can leverage to do this business. If you are new, you can elevate yourself by proximity, by being around people that have done it, that have already taken the path and are on the path. You can get there. You have all of the power within you to make this happen for yourself and your family. It is up to you now to take that action. Pace, thank you so much for that wonderful birthday present. I'm so excited for 12/12. And thank you, Brent, for being one of the most incredible human beings on planet Earth. And all of you guys for tuning in every Monday. We'll see you again next week.
Love you guys.
Later, guys. Have a great week. We will see you on Sunday.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
What are you doing?
I didn't say nothing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Cool. I think we should use the one where Jamil doesn't say anything.